I adopted Callie on February 22nd in 2007. She was about 6 months old at the time. I went to the ASPCA expecting that it would take me a while to find her, but it was actually pretty quick. When you walk into the SPCA, it's a very overwhelming feeling. There's so many animals that they're looking for a good home and just people to love them. So it's like you're being torn in 100 different directions. And they're all begging for your attention. They just want you to pet them and hold them, and they want you to take them home. And I saw a couple of different cats, and I looked around and played with a couple. And then I saw Callie. And she was so cute. You just instantly fell in love with her. With those little tufts of fur on her ears, that little tan spot around her mouth. It's so cute. So I went to hold her, and as soon as I opened the kennel, she walked up my chest onto my shoulder with her front paws. And when I picked her up out of the kennel, she just sat there and perched her little paws on my shoulder and put her head right next to my cheek. And it was just, I knew she was the one. So 2 days later, I brought her home. And about 4 months later, I was coming home late one Thursday night, and she was curled up outside the front door. And I opened up the door to let her inside. And she got up and she just collapsed. And you could just see on her face how much pain she was in. And she couldn't hold herself up. She couldn't walk. So I went into like panic mode. I scooped her up and brought her inside. And I was running around the house. I wrapped her in a towel, put her in her cat carrier, and called the emergency vet clinic and brought her over. And they said that she was probably hit by a car. She had dislocated her one rear hip, and her other rear leg was broken in 2 places. And so they bandaged her up, they casted her leg, and they told me to come back in the morning so I could take her to my vet, which I did. And they said that she was going to need to have a pin put into her leg to heal, and that would need surgery, and surgically they were going to repair the dislocated hip. So they gave me painkillers and antibiotics, and they sent Callie home with me for the weekend, and told me to bring her back on Monday for her surgery. And it was a tough weekend. She couldn't move, so the litter box was not an option. They told me to limit her movement, so I kept her in a Rubbermaid bin. And I set her up on a pillow with a garbage bag and a pillowcase around it so that, you know, when she had to go to the bathroom, it wasn't damaging the pillow. But every time she tried to move, I'd freak out and I'd try to calm her down. And I would change her pillowcase every time she had to go to the bathroom. And then I would sit with her. I would really, really carefully scoop her up and sit with her on my lap so she could get out of there for a little while and just pet her, and we would sit there and watch TV for like a half hour every day or whatever it was. And then at night I didn't sleep a lot. Every time she went to move, I woke up and I slept with my arm hanging off my bed into the bin with her, so she knew I was there with her. But it brought us closer together. She's so needy for me now, and I wouldn't trade any of it. I mean, I wish she never got hurt in the first place, but it brought us closer.